welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I'm so very happy that you're here with me in this week's episode of Be1, Be You. We are diving into the theme, you have to really want more than struggle. We all want change, and when we are in situations that are difficult, our brain takes over and we start wondering how we got into this situation in the first place, and our mind can start coming up with all kinds of reasonings and thoughts and judgments and what it thinks is really smart. We all have our sanskaric patterns, those imprints, impressions that we create from a small child and that we bring into this lifetime with. And when we can't get through the portal of our own desires, we are flabbergasted and thinking, what more can I do? Why isn't this really happening? Well, you being a being of habit, you create those grooves inside of your mind that knows certain similar feelings and behaviors and responses that you grow accustomed to, that you call your safety zone, the place within inside of yourself that you function in. It can get boring. It can feel really stable and secure. It's the same feeling as if you are walking down the same street every day, and it gives you a really safe feeling that you have a place that you live and that everything in your life is smooth and the way it's supposed to be, and those kind of habits can be really positive. They can also, like many other thinking processes and habits in our life, be the polar opposite of what we really need and what we really need and what we want. So I'd love to ask you, what do you most desire? What do you really want? And most of you will say, I just want a job I really love, or I'd like an advancement, or I'd really love my company to take off the ground. I'd love to have a better relationship with my partner. I'd like to feel more stable in myself. I'd like to know that I'm making the right decisions right now. Whatever it is that you're really wanting to have happen, you first have to make that original connection inside of yourself to what is it you really want, and who inside of you is the one wanting. As you become more accustomed to knowing who's wanting what inside of yourself, you can have a better time. You can enjoy your life more, and you know what to put all of your energies into and really take to heart and give something your all, and what you can laugh with and enjoy more, because you know it's just part of what you're choosing to do to fill your heart, brighten up your day with the love that's inside of you, and also to advance yourself in a particular area of expertise. You are opening the door to what it is you really want. And as you make the decision to go for what you really want, it's not the external actions that are going to really take you there. And you hear a lot these days, especially in social, that all your outer actions, if they're the right ones, they're going to bring you what you need. But it's not that. What really brings the breakthroughs and the fulfillments of your desires is that where you're coming from in yourself is what creates it. The it being the happiness, the growth curve of making mistakes, recorrecting your pathway, to being able to forgive yourself for making the wrong decision, to celebrating the right decisions. And in your journey of coming into the passion, love, spirit-driven, energetic life energy that moves through you, and to say yes to what it wants, you'll notice that what you're desiring is a lot higher in frequency, in long-term happiness, long-term outcomes, the way that you want life to give back to you comes from knowing the voice of your desire inside of yourself. We create struggle oftentimes because we are coming from an aspect in ourself that is programmed to perform, to be approved of, to feel wanted, good enough, that you matter, that you're worthy of love, attention, prosperity, and you lose sight of the goal because the lower self starts to get fulfilled while the inside self is banging up against an inner wall, feeling pretty boxed in. What it feels like is no matter what really happens, things don't really feel like they're coming together. And you continue to cycle around inside yourself feeling like something's missing. There's something that feels unfulfilling. And it's across the board. There's moments with your kids, with friends, partner, your work, that feels good, and then it slips away again. And either you can create these patterns of, I'll call it almighty control, where you've got it sewed together. Everything is mended up, and you think there aren't any gaps, but inside, deep inside, there's the hole, the place that exists because of leaving the you that really came into this lifetime to create a stir, to step out of the comfort zones that you've created to live in for you, the soul, to function in. And it can hurt inside when the struggle gets too much. The struggle, the monies aren't flowing, or the love in your life isn't flowing. Maybe you're attracting to you a partner who can't really show up, open their heart, and really want to love. Things are too casual, too lightweight. Maybe you're being overlooked. You're not really being seen, and you want through. You want through the veil. You want to walk through the door in yourself. The struggles that we all have in our life are created through living in the confines, the boundaries of what we need to fulfill what the voice that is saying, you need to do it this way. This is what's expected of you, and this is what's needed of you. This is who you're supposed to be. And then you get to a point where the conflict inside feels too much, and you realize you have to start doing things your way, that is a way that's aligned in the spirit, in that flow from the source of life that moves in you and invigorates you and cracks open where you've been holding back. And you make that decision, it's time for a change. And I'm going to figure out what I need because I know what I want. And I don't want this struggle anymore. I don't want to keep fighting and pushing up against what it is that I really want the most, and then it slips away. What I really want, it just slips right out of my hand. And that's the time where you need to slow everything down so that you can feel into, pay attention to what your inner heart is saying, what things it loves, what are the textures of your life, the colors, the sensations, the stillness, the ways that you need in order to make an inner connection with the universe that's inside of you. We've all been mind manipulated to live outside of ourselves. And the terrifying feeling of, well, if I'm really connected inside of me, what's really going to happen? And is it even worth the risk? Because then I'll really feel alone and different. Each tree that you see, each plant that you see is unique. It has its own root system. It receives the sun. It receives hydration through its system. And like a tree and a plant, particular bush, you are connected into the life force energy in your own fabulously wonderful way that makes you completely you. You absorb, you transmute energy, you recreate it, you express it, you're manifesting your ray, your frequency, your particular union and oneness with the life energies every day. And the more that you hold back and keep doing things the same struggling way, the same results happen in your life. You've got to have a desire that burns so hard to make the leap, to jump from one side of the rock over the crevice to the other side. You have to want it. And what does that really mean, to really want something? You have to feel it with your whole body, your whole being. That if your life is up against that struggling feeling, why can't I even get my home together? Or why is this relationship not equalizing? Why am I always drawing people who I take care of? Or no matter what I give, it feels like it's never enough. What is it? What am I doing? You want to find out who you're struggling with inside so you can get out a journaling book, pen or pencil, and write with your dominant hand a question to the part of you who's always struggling, who always feels some kind of pain from being left out, ignored, not really part of your life. And with your writing hand, ask this part of you, how can I hear you more? What do you need me to do? How can I show up for you? What can I do? How can I show up for you so that you can come into life so that I can give you existence? What can I do? How can I show up for you so that I'm giving you the space, the existence to be? What do I need to do? And then put your pen or pencil in your non-dominant hand, the hand that you don't usually write with, and let this aspect, this part of you, this voice, who has been living inside of your struggle, as Shakespeare said, to be or not to be. Can you really be? And then when you are being, are you being really true and pure to yourself, or is your ego picked up the latest statement of the week, like, I'm really being true to myself? And yet, being true to yourself hasn't really touched into the inner pain or the inner substance that's guiding you to stay separate. When you choose to end how you stay separate, how you end your longing to connect with things that can't even give to you what you want. Are you choosing people and situations that aren't giving you what you really want? How often does that happen? Can you really pay attention to that and embrace your true desires and to welcome the you that's yearning for greater opening, greater connection to the source of your spiritual beingness, spiritual presence, spiritual joy? We're living on a planet where spirituality connected to dogma creates ultra serious attitudes and beliefs. And once we lose our ability to move and flow and let go of what we do to continue the inner struggle, the fears that fester inside of ourself are always the cause of the inner struggle. I'd love to invite you to be patient with realizing what is it you really want, and really ask the universe to show you. Ask for it to be opened in you so that you really know. And as you know what it is you really want, maybe it's more love. Maybe it's the full, deeper satisfaction of bringing who you are to people and to giving it as a service that's paid for or not. Maybe the next step here to come out of the struggle is the struggle with your own survival thoughts. Can I really survive holding myself back, filling myself up with my intellect, over emotionalizing everything instead of I want to be unified in myself? How would that feel? I want the inner battle to stop. I'd like to, and I choose to, discover the part of me that I'm always in battle with. I'm always fighting. We're always talking back and forth in my head. I think one thought and the battle keeps going. I choose now to come into my heart and be the safe place, home plate for myself and the part of me that has been in battle with me, that struggles. And I'm choosing to no longer empower the part of me that can't get what it really wants, because what I really want is a deeper connection, an interwoven love that creates a level of fulfillment that I call success. And as you recreate your definition of success, you can then be connected into Source and be in that flow of its effervescent nectar that flows from it, Spirit, and allow Spirit to open you to the next step in your life, the next appropriate, positive, life-giving action that can completely alter, shift where you are now, and awaken through seeing, hearing, sensing, this is what I need to let go of, and this is what I need to walk into, because I'm ready for the struggle to end. And to take that sweet gift from the universe that can feel pretty scary, and hold on to it and let yourself say, yes, I'm in. I'm going for what I really want. Holding you in great love. It's always a joy to be here with you, and I'd love to invite you to subscribe on my website, IanaLahi.com, IANALAHI.com, and receive a free 52-week video meditation movement teaching, 15 to 20 minute class each Saturday morning in your inbox, and be in the loop of our events and the membership program that includes all of our deepenings courses and signature courses, along with an amazing group mentoring. And I'd love to hear from you. You can always write me at my website at the contact page, and know that I'm here creating as much incredibly needed information and teachings for these times, so that you can walk on your life road as whole as you possibly can be, so that you can experience that joy and that bliss that lives from within you. Thank you so very much for joining with me. Until next week, sending you all my love.